here at the Macam collection in a gallery that's talking about the Anthropocene. The Anthropocene is this catch-all term which incorporates how we interact with the environment. And we're going to give a very brief tour of this particular gallery. It has 600 works by 274 different artists and was created by Armando Martins beginning in 1974, so 50 years worth of collection. And this particular section of the museum has a variety of different artists, most of which are Portuguese, but there's also some incredible linchpin conceptual artists such as Matt Mulliken, who you see on the far wall with this colorful grid-like appearance of different symbolisms, looking at his trademark language that looks at cosmology and different forms of symbolic and lexical interactions. We have Dan Graham, who is an American artist who is very well known for his environmental interactions, the way in which he examines perception, the way in which he examines the way in which we see ourselves, and the way in which certain reflections and mirrors and forms of sculpture can be used to interact with both us and our environment at the same time. And then we also have the Brazilian-German artist Carlos Heinrich as well, who is making this pulsating bubble of water, which has sort of like, you could say, auditory and multisensory component to it. So I'm here with an amazing work by the Brazilian artist Ernesto Neto, who's created these pod-like configurations that are dripping from the ceiling. There's a sort of nutmeg smell that comes out. And this is what you would consider to be an institutional form of installation. You couldn't necessarily have this in your house as a collector, but Neto also makes these smaller sacks that you hang from the ceilings as if they're sculptures as well. And then moving from Ernesto Neto, you have an archetype for an environment, which is Tobias Rehberger in his model for the Iguazu waterfalls. And the Iguazu Falls, which I had the privilege of visiting about 2 years ago, are the biggest waterfalls in South America. And you see this form of Bauhaus pattern geometry and architectural design that's used to reimagine the Iguazu Falls in a more futuristic way as well. And when we're talking about the environment and the Anthropocene, I don't really know how Albert Owen actually fits into this conversation. But what I do know is a painting like this would be worth about $900,000, something that's from the best, except for Richter, let's say the second best known German painter who pioneered the idea of using computers to paint. So you see this sort of digital spray paint-like geometry and inflection, which has been mishmashed with different textures, different colors, different formants. And he's somebody whose work is universally recognizable and thus universally appreciable by the market and one of the most highest selling artists at the moment.